But then it came when I turned 20 years old. I think everything just switched a script on me. When I just woke up and I'm just like, I'm hungover. I have what, $30 in my account because I spent $200 on the bar. Sometimes I go home, I don't even have the girl that I was trying to flirt with, but she did take $100 from me from all the drinks at that time at college. You know, the $2 for tequila. So, but I adapted that mindset, and just like how you mentioned, you were 300 pounds and you went to 208. I was 242 at my peak. Right now I'm 151 that I weighed myself today.
Nice.
So, and I did that with pure discipline.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Discipline and Legacy podcast. Super excited to be here in Brickell again at Hidden Studios. Got my boy Pedro. The amazing opportunity to finally connect with him. Him and I have been talking now for a while. I've been following his journey. This guy is a young entrepreneur. He's a young podcaster. Definitely just changing the game and changing the market. He's been consistent and super grateful to have you on the podcast today, man.
No, thank you, brother. Like, seriously. I've seen your podcast before on clips. That's the thing. No, it's grateful to be here. It's grateful to be here. Yeah.
I hear it a lot. So you flood the internet. I'll go I'll be in Hollywood and they're like, you look so familiar. Like, where do I know you from? And they're like, you're the podcast guy. And it's like, man, I'm getting reach. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's cool, but obviously impact is what this is for, right? I mean, multiplying impact to leave a legacy, right?
100%.
I mean, and Charlie Kirk, amazing guy. His kids won't get to see him, because he's not here anymore. But the guy left a legacy of content, right? Yeah. That his kids will be able to see him. And I think more so the thing for me was that I have one video of my father left that, of him, like being him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I wanted that for my son or my grandkids and my grandkids. And you can use social media as it can be a tool or it's a double-edged sword. It can be used for good and it can be used for bad. So my goal is to utilize this podcast for that.
Amen.
And, and your grandkids will be able to look back on this episode and say, hey, I got to hear his story. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. How old are you? Where are you from? All that good stuff. And how did you get to where you're at right now?
No, yeah. Thank you. Just quick. Charlie Kirk's actually from Chicago. Like,
is
actually,
he?
yeah, 15 minutes away, like from literally where we're from, Evanston. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I just went to, it was his birthday event. It's in October. It was a while ago now, but, and it was right after he had passed. And
over there?
No, it was in our area, but it was like the young, I can't even think of the name of what his mission was.
Well, I'm a huge fan of freedom of speech and his work too as well, right? It's going to be controversial and stuff like that, but we're in the content game, right? So at the end of the day, you have to be authentic, and I think that's the most freedom you can get.
At the end of the day, like a lot of us can solve the world's problems from our couch, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
But who's the ones that are actually out there putting the footwork in and doing it and saying it and that's all it is, right? Like I can still get along with anybody. I don't have to, just because you like, I'm a Dolphins fan and you like the Giants, we can still be friends.
100%. But to answer back on the question, well, I'm 26 years old.
Okay.
Right. So the check engine lights are turning on. So it's up there. But no, the mission to do this, I have a psychology background.
Okay.
But the thing is, I just love learning other people's stories. I don't know what it is. Fascinating.
It's actually like kind of cool. You get to meet cool people, man.
Psychologically, you just meet the other people and you're just like, why do they think that way? Why do they have that? What can I do to go to that position, Mm-hmm. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just like to just be straightforward. I want to become the best interviewer of all time.
Okay.
That's when I first started this stuff. That's my mindset, and I won't stop till I get it.
Nice. So your podcast is strictly based off of like interview questions and you're studying the person and all that.
Yeah. So,
nice.
I mean, I first started just going to universities, going just straight up to random people.
Nice.
What's your advice to a 20-year-old? What's your advice to a 20-year-old? And pretty much it just pivoted to different ones. It's like how Mr. B said, when you're on the upscale, when you're going up, you have to experiment. Not when you're at your peak.
Yeah.
You have to keep experimenting. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I'm bilingual, so I did different type of content the first year and a half.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what kind of led you into that path? I mean, like I said, talk about a little bit about your childhood. I mean, what got you where you're from, What kind of got you to be who you are, to make you be and want to have a podcast and interview people?
So originally from Chicago.
Okay.
And I grew up in a Hispanic household. Both Mexican parents, immigrants. Now they're citizens, but when they came over here, they came here illegally, right? So I had the mindset of where it's like, you have to work your tail off, right? My dad didn't see his big break till 2011, since I was 11, and he started traveling around the United States.
Yeah.
Because he's a chef. So, he put me in positions where I was hospitality. He put me in positions as a dishwasher, even though he was executive chef, because he said, you're going to learn. Everything was at home.
Yeah, it's the bottom, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, because he was just like, he had 3 jobs on the come up. When I was growing up, even right now, he's working 18 hours. Not because he needs to, because he wants to.
Right.
And I guess I adapted that mindset where it's just like, no one's going to get up and give it to you. You have to go get it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where it comes. But in high school, I wasn't thinking like that, though. I did a lot of dumb stuff. I partied a lot, fake IDs, your usual. But then it came when I turned 20 years old. I think everything just switched a script on me when I just woke up and I'm just like, I'm hungover. I have $30 in my account because I spent $200 on the bar. Sometimes I go home, I don't even have the girl that I was trying to flirt with, but she did take $100 from me from all the drinks at that time at college. The $2 for tequila. So, but I adapted that mindset, and just like how you mentioned, you were 300 pounds and you went to 208. I was 242 at my peak. Right now I'm 151 that I weighed myself today.
Nice.
So, and I did that with pure discipline.
That's awesome.
So it's a crazy story and a crazy journey, but that's why I adopted to it. That led me here.
Nice.
1 year in Miami in 2 days.
And you're from Chicago, and you've been here a year.
A year. Yep.
What brought you to Miami?
I was running 15 miles in October, and I just said, if I don't do this, this is never gonna happen. And my first podcast ever was actually in Miami 3.5 years ago. First podcast ever.
What brought that all on?
DM'd this girl, hey, I'd like to have you on the podcast. She's in Miami, booked a flight 2 days. Didn't think about it. Went here, literally in Midtown.
Did you have a crush on her?
No.
Oh.
She was pretty. She was pretty. No, she was pretty. Don't get me wrong. She was.
But so, because you had to have some kind of thought process. Because for me, it was on my mind to do it, and I had a lot of people tell me not to. They're like, you're not a podcaster. You're in construction. And I had it in my mind that I was going to maybe create a little studio at the house with some iPhones or whatever. So, but that thought came to me prior to the actual diving in. Mm-hmm. So what was that way for you at all? Or you just were like, I'm going to interview this girl and I'm flying to Miami?
Went through the DMs. She popped up. She said Miami. Curiosity I don't know. It just led me. Shot the DM. She responded within minutes. Said, okay, booked the flight, came here. And yeah, it was literally Midtown. Did that, and after that, I knew 3 years ago I belong here. I don't know what it was. It's like when you go somewhere, you're like, I'm meant to be here. I was meant to be here. 3 years later, I'm here.
So you spoke it into existence, or thought it to existence, right?
Manifestation is real, brother.
It is 100%. 100% is.
That's one thing that I don't know, but it's just pure discipline. You know what I mean? It led me here, but I had to do a lot of stuff to come to this point, right? A lot of DMs shot. A lot of people saying no, a lot of people making excuses, a lot of people lying, a lot of people, because you're a kid at that point in your early 20s. No one takes you seriously. Like, why you? So, but you can't play victim mentality. You just got to keep doing every day. Every day. I had YouTube University. Even though I was in college and I was a manager at Vineyard Vines at that time, a clothing brand, I still had to teach myself. And teach myself. So, I don't believe in excuses, you know, so.
Sounds like that's bred into you, because for being so young. But there had to be something in your life that caused you to be disciplined. I would say that maybe it was what you saw.
Yeah. So it's like pretty much at the end of the day, my dad did it, an immigrant.
Yeah.
Didn't know English, taught himself it. My mom right there became a citizen. Now he's traveling around the United States. He's in West Palm Beach right now.
Nice.
So me seeing that if he did it from another country, I had to learn the whole new system. Why can't I? And I have a privilege to be a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
And there's people my age drinking every weekend, which is perfectly fine.
Right.
But then they complain why the rich are rich. They complain, this typing. I'm like, bro, go out there, use your youth, go risk, take that action. And maybe I learned it from my dad, or maybe just in me, where it's just like, I want something better for myself, But I don't know. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah. As much as you want to say that it is bred into you, I think there's still, I think, taking the little steps, especially for me, was like winning little battles first to be able to see that I could accomplish those goals and those things that I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But, it was like saying, hey, going to the gym today, I don't want to go, but I still went. And after I went, I'm glad I went. So it was like, all right, well, I did that. That means I can do this. And it kind of, I think sports was the beginning for me, was when from a young age. So I don't know. I'm curious about that. That's why, I have the podcast. I always want to figure out what drives people, what gives them that dog in them is what I like to call it. And I think definitely, I grew up in South Florida. So I knew a lot of first generation children that had immigrant parents.
Yeah.
And, and my wife is an immigrant. She's in Brazil. Took her to the airport this morning to go visit her mom. She's getting ready to be a citizen. So I have 3, children. My son was deported last, it's been about 6 months now.
Your son?
Yeah, stepson. But he's, I'm it for them. So, and so like I see the sides of it for sure. And I think that most, I'll just say it. Yeah, most immigrant people I know got more dog in them than American people that I know.
Yeah.
Just to wake up in the morning and open our eyes and say that you're an American citizen is a blessing. And here we are on 4th of July, perfect day to say that. But, there's a reason why everybody wants to come to this country. It is a great country, and to have the opportunity to be able to raise a son up and give him that opportunity to be disciplined and do whatever he wants to do, and you're a fruit of that. So firm believer, and definitely awesome to see. What would you say to like somebody who's maybe in the younger generation, 15, 16 realm that maybe wanted to get into podcasting, or because you do it as a business, right? You're making money.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a business venture.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, for a 15, 16-year-old, I feel like they're more. What's the word that I want to look for? They're more quicker than us. You want to say? Because these people are actually implementing AI quicker scale. They're sponges, like quick. So, but if they want to monetize, I think it's way quicker. Or maybe it's just the person, because I always like to say, if you're going to get the content game, get ready for at least a year that you're not going to make no money.
Yeah.
And on top of that, be consistent.
Yeah.
Right? People say, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. Or they start content posting 2-3 months. Cool, congratulations. You get one viral video in those 3 months. Congrats.
Right.
But that momentum's gonna go away, right? So if you really love what you do and really love the Content Game podcast, for example, because I love this, is that you're gonna eat. Can I curse on this?
Yeah.
You're gonna eat shit for a long time.
Yeah.
Until you see any type of success. And I'm not even 0.1% at where I want to be.
Right.
And I'm currently still eating shit.
Yeah.
So for the 15, 16-year-old, it's like if you really love this, time will tell.
Yeah.
Right. And you have to be authentic. A lot of these content creators are doing brain rot, which is good, right? By brain rot, I mean like they just post like controversial questions, which is phenomenal. It gets hooks. And the content game is changing. But I don't know. I think just if you're doing what you love, the time will tell.
Yeah.
Because you have to be consistent, super consistent.
Yeah. How often are you podcasting? How often are you getting episodes out?
At least 3 or 4 a month.
Okay.
But I post minimum 3 videos a day on each platform.
Okay.
TikTok, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, everything.
Clips.
Nice.
And
I do that all myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, and I've been doing that for the past 3.5 years.
And editing, you're doing your own editing?
Mm-hmm.
All
of it, brother. Yeah.
So that's the one thing that I kind of attribute to going after your dreams and goals is that like you learn. You have no choice but to learn, right?
You have to.
And that's the beauty of like that. We're in the information age, right? You have all the information you want at your fingertips, but you're actually applying it.
Yeah.
That's the difference between, I think, a lot of the world today is that we know what we're supposed to do. We know what we want to do, but doing it is a whole nother thing. So I see that, you're definitely bringing that to the table.
Well, it's crazy though, because like we're both in the fitness, right? I love running, and I know you've also too. You could tell it right away, right? So it's like, I feel like it all starts, I like to say, I don't want to put words in your mouth, in the gym. Yeah. Because you're disciplined. You don't want to work out, but you do it. Yep. You don't want to eat a certain weight, but you have to. You don't want to bring your scale at the family function, but you do. And you implement that with every day in your habits. You had a podcast today. Your kid has to call you, hey, dad, I need this. Okay. Your wife is like, oh, okay. You're taking care of stuff.
Yeah.
And again, tomorrow, mañana, gym, right?
Yep.
So it starts right there. I feel like fitness prepares you for other habits. That's what at least helped me. And I like to actually think the way you punish yourself in the gym or discipline yourself to create something that you can't buy is what you can implement in other areas in your life.
Yeah.
So that's where it started with me.
I agree 100%. There's it's something about even, when you want to go to the gym, there's those times where you're like, all right, I'm doing a set of 10, and you get there and you're like, I can do 2 more, and you push that and you push that. And that's the little wins that you start your day with. So if you're winning like that to start your day, imagine how the rest of the day is going to go.
Oh yeah.
You're already positive. You're already saying, I did more than I thought I was going to be able to do today. And then you have the days where you don't, but you still got there and showed up. Sometimes that's all it takes to be a win for the day.
Yeah.
But that's it, man. I mean, like I told before the podcast, I said, man, if there's 3 things I hate: painting, moving, and cardio. And I'm training for the High Rocks right now, so there's 8 kilometers of running. So like the last week, I literally, like Thursdays, I say is like my
Cardio day.
No, it's my sore day.
Oh, okay.
Because I do 5 days a week, and then I'll usually take Saturday and Sunday off, because Saturday's my wife's day, and then Sunday I usually go to church in the morning. And Thursdays, I don't feel like doing anything. I'm really sore most of the time. And now I've taken each day and started running. Even today, I did 30 minutes. Not running for 30 minutes, but like I would do, like, it's really good for your cardiovascular health to do like 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes and then just start walking again, because you increase your heart rate. And when I was 20, I'm heavily into drugs. When I was younger, I was smoking a lot of drugs. I smoked cigarettes, and I was diagnosed with COPD at 29 years old.
Wow.
So COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, disorder, whatever you want to call it. Scar tissue in your lungs. It keeps your lungs from expanding and oxygen exchange from happening. So I've overcome that in the years through expanding my lungs and creating those new alveoli that are able to do gas exchange.
So I'm sorry to cut you off, but would you say overcoming the drug addiction is what brought you to that discipline now? Or would you say the fitness is what brought the discipline?
I think I had the discipline my whole life. Like when I played Little League and T-ball, and I was reading magazines at the house about how to be a better baseball player, and sleeping with my baseball glove, and like just having love for something that makes you feel good at a young age, because you can have and disciplining yourself to be the best at it, and I was always made all-stars every year, like top fastest kids on the team, I was always at home, like hitting baseballs, into the fence, and not even like because somebody told me to do it. It was just like I wanted to be the best, and it was a competition with myself. There wasn't like I'm not competing with my teammates. You know what I mean? It was like I'm gonna be better than I was yesterday, and that started like I look back in my childhood. Entrepreneurship started then. I didn't even know it. I was selling warheads. I'd buy a pack of warheads from Sam's this big, and then I'd break them down into the little packs and break the little packs out into single warheads, and I'd take a $10 box of warheads and turn it into $500. You know what I mean?
2 for the 15, 2 for the 15. I got you.
And but I think childhood for me, a lot of stuff that we have stems from our childhood. I think, like I said, maybe you seeing that with my parents. My mom would work for the post office. Rain, sleet, or snow, she got up and went. There's no snow in Florida, but that was the saying. She got up and went to work religiously 6 days a week. And she'd be sick. She'd still go to work. You know what I mean?
No.
So
I agree, though. I mean, everything based off what you are now in the present is based off the trauma, right? So at least I like to think, right? Because anyone can go perceive themselves as perfect, right? And people maybe from outside, they're just like, oh, he's fit. He runs every day. They have the podcast. They're doing this. But at the end of the day, there was something traumatic. For me, like I said, I was 242 my peak, but also too, I had this party face. Most of my families are alcoholics. I'm no saint. I was during 15 to like 20, this left nostril was red, like at 2 a.m., So I'm like honest about it. Like I'm no saint whatsoever. Yeah. But learning from those errors led me to right now, right? Drinking that Four Loko, shotgunning right there and getting that enchilada at 4 a.m., gaining an extra 30 pounds. That's what led me here because I had a fall. The girls rejected me because they're like, you're just drunk every weekend.
Yeah.
You don't have nothing you have nothing for yourself. That led me to discipline now, right? Just to answer your question, because I believe that yes, you have to go through some obstacles and traumatic events for you to become who you are. And you know, I still have so much to live, but then again, I'm just like currently that's what was traumatic to me at that point that led me here.
I mean, yeah, I would agree. I would agree that, you know, the addiction led to obviously hitting rock bottom and realizing that there's more for me. There's hope and there's a, you know, a better life. So I would agree that definitely kicked it into high gear for me this time around. And I think that's maybe why you see that with a lot of guys coming out of prison and jail and stuff, that their mindset is just, you know, like I said, you know what to do, but it's just a matter of applying it. And if you take half of that energy that you put towards negativity and doing the wrong thing and put it towards something positive, man, unlimited possibilities. And, you know, I say that time and time again because it's true.
Yeah.
I'm a big energy guy. So like, I feel like that what you bring or what you bring into the room, you're going to get back. You're going to attract what you are. So, and that it goes with frequencies. It goes with all of that. So like, if you're positive and you're thinking the right thing and you're doing the right thing, guess what you're going to attract? The same thing. Yeah. So, show me your 5 closest friends, I'll show you your future.
There you go.
Right? So that's who we surround ourselves with, is who we're gonna emulate or be the leader of, right? Because I am a leader, but I still learn from others. Like, I'm still have an open mind. Like, I don't think I know everything. So they're like, and sometimes I learn more from people that I'm supposed to be teaching. Yeah, no, you know, and because I have an open mind and let that ego take a back seat.
And I like that too, because I feel like that's what brought Miami right here. Because like I said, when I met Gene a year ago, in my head, and I've never told this to him personally.
We're gonna get him on the podcast.
Oh, 100%. I've been telling him since I met him. But for me, I'm just like,
he's killing it. Killing the game, Gene.
Best hidden studios, best in Miami all time.
Yes.
It's just like, there's other people that exist like me. Because when I was in Chicago, yes, I love my friends that I grew up with. But then I'm just like, I used to think I was like a freak because all I thought about was this. All I thought about was to better myself, how to become the best. And to some people, it becomes, you're arrogant, you're cocky. Now, maybe I'm just confident. Maybe I truly believe and I wake up and I can actually smell my own production studio. Maybe I can smell my future, that I can see myself. And Gene was the first person I think I've met that I'm just like, I came to the studio, I see his professionalism. I used to do my own production, so I know how hard it is. Not to this level, but I know, and I met him, he's so good. So I'm just like, there's other people like me. And that's why I love Miami. And like you said, frequency and energies, I believe in that.
Yes, sir.
I believe in God. I believe in this stuff. So I'm just like, that's why it brought me here. And I do have a couple questions for you. Like two that just sparked my curiosity. So it's like, you said you had to overcome drug addiction, correct?
Yes.
What were the drugs that you were taking?
My drug of choice is more.
Okay.
Whatever made me feel good. Sex, drugs, money, rock and roll. I tell people that, you know, now it's God and podcasting, and, you know, you just switch it up, one out for the other. If you, like I said, taking that same mindset that you had for putting it towards negative and put it towards positive, we can do anything. You know what I mean? I crack, heroin.
Shit. Yeah.
You know, you name it, man. If anything I could get my hands on, I was at that point. I was at a bottom. I was a firefighter, paramedic, and I was taking the fentanyl off of the ambulance, and this is medical grade fentanyl that we would give to people, and they'd give to people for surgeries and stuff like that. And I'd give enough to grandma with her broken hip on the floor, get her in the ambulance, take her to the hospital, and whatever's left, we always had to waste at the hospital. Well, I learned that, you know, I became the guy that was given fentanyl like on every other shift. But I learned that I could, you know, take out the rest of the fentanyl and put water back in there, and I would waste the water at the hospital with the nurse and keep the fentanyl for myself. And you know, I would use medical grade fentanyl, and it would just make me, you know, not be dope sick. Like, that's how high my tolerance was.
But and this is my following question, just because of that. When you were going through that, what was the thought process of your brain? Why did you want to get high? Why were you looking for that
I was
reward?
sick. Like, it wasn't There was a line that was crossed where I wasn't getting high anymore. Like it was just enough to make me feel better, and not like, I don't know if you know anything about opiate addiction, but opiates are you get dope sick when you don't have it, and the higher potency of the drug, the faster you get dope sick, and the worse it feels when you get sick. And so that was the reason. And you didn't care. I didn't care how I got it, or if I ever got caught. It was just, I would have gotten caught eventually, because what happens in the darkness comes to the light, and God kind of spared me. And an event happened where I ended up having to resign, but it had nothing to do with the drugs, so nobody really found that out until later. And I'm pretty open about it on the podcast, and folks that I used to work with were like, man, I never knew. And some did. Some were like, I could tell something was up,
What you just said right now too, as well, where it's just like you became so used to it, accustomed to the drug. Is that the same thing with money? When you see a certain number, you're like, oh, my first meal, and you get that rush, right? Maybe I haven't touched that yet, right? But is that the same equivalency of using a certain amount of dope? I don't know if that makes sense.
Not really. I was desensitized to that point. So, like, I have had large amounts of money, and I have attained a lot of goals that I wanted to attain, and I realized that nothing can fill that spiritual void that I'm trying to fill except for Jesus. So my faith is attributed to where I'm at today, and my belief in God. And so, like, money isn't a motivator for me. You need money, right? You got to pay bills. But I feel like if you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you're on the right path, and obviously it almost becomes icing on the cake. It becomes part of, your process. And if you're on a certain frequency, you're on a certain level and moving in a certain direction, money just starts coming. And then, like you said, with the Mr. Beast thing, once you're moving up, stay on the up. Like, don't get off of it, because eventually it'll level off or go down. So, but if you're in that frequency, in that zone where you're making money or you're doing well, just keep rolling.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Don't sit back. Most people do that, and sales and stuff like that. You're like, oh, I had a good month. I can sit back and relax a little bit. Not me. I'm going to keep on grinding. I'm going to embrace the good times just like they're the bad times. You know what I mean? Or embrace the bad times just like they're the good times.
I asked you that question because I know since you're consuming, you feel that rush, right? The reward system, the dopamine. And then I wanted to use the money where it's just like, I hear other people say, yeah, when I made my first 5 million, I got this rush. But then when I made 10, it was just a number. So it became numb. And I guess to me, I'm trying to use that because that's what became running to me. Running, I get that dopamine spike.
Yeah.
I was never addicted to any drug, or maybe I just become bored. I just get bored so easy with things. But when I'm running, I get that rush. And I'm just like, yeah, like you get that runner's high like 6 times.
What happens if you break your femur?
I don't know.
I'm just, you still have to be able to get that dopamine rush from something.
Yeah.
And just like I said, I was always searching for something outside of myself to fill a void that was within me the entire time. And there's no amount of anything is ever enough outside of me to fill the void that Jesus can fill. And I've done it. I've tried. One is too many, and 1,000's just a good start.
That's true.
I have done as much as I possibly can of anything, and it doesn't do anything except make you want more. And I see it with people that I deal with on a regular basis. Like there's no level of like being okay, and like I'm okay today. Like there's nothing that I'm fiending for that I have to go get. I don't have a level of anxiety to where like I have to go get this. I have to go get this dopamine. I have to go get these likes. No, it's just who I am now. Like that's become a part of my life through habits and positive, structure in my life. And people that I work with, that I coach, I tell them the same thing. You have to create a structure of habits on a daily basis that gets you, and you can finagle them and move them around as you go. As I've grown and changed in my life over the last 8-9 years, I've changed a lot of things. I've had to add some things, remove certain things to balance my life out so that I can have a good relationship with my wife, a good relationship with my kids, and make sure I'm not, sacrificing too much for, you see it all the time. You call it brain rot. I call it like, I watch these kids that are streaming, from the club and it's like you sacrifice a level of yourself. It's almost like you're signing a deal with the devil. Yes, they're making good money, but guess what? You have to live that life to keep it going, right?
Facts.
Unless you're smart and you take the money and put it into something else, right? But that was me. But for the grace of God, there go I. I was sacrificing my life to do things and be things in construction and business and just not being a good person. Thinking I was getting over on people, thinking I was, people weren't seeing that I was using drugs and people weren't seeing that I was a scumbag and stealing. But everybody, knew, or if they didn't know, they were gonna, because like I said, what happens in the darkness eventually comes to the light. It will. It's inevitable. No matter what. If you're cheating on your wife, you're gonna get caught one day. It's just gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I admire that too, just because I know, you're 15 years older, but you're also a parent, right? And I feel like that adds more responsibility. So I'm learning from that, from you, because I don't have a kid. So I'm just like, eventually I am going to be a father. So I'm just like, wow, right? Like you overcame this to now, right? So for me, it's just like a wow. You know,
he watched it. My son was there. Like I took him to the crack house with me.
Oh, wow.
He didn't, I've asked him, he said he doesn't remember, but like I took him with me to go get drugs.
Jeez.
And like I was a different person. Like I don't have true custody of my son today. Like I lost custody of him. I didn't lose it. I signed over custody of him when I was in jail. I was an unfit parent. I was going through DCF. And to this day, he's still adopted by his grandma. So even, he is my son, but I don't have full say-so over him. Like if he wants to go cry to his grandma, or he gets to, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And that's still me dealing with the consequences and wreckage of my past from the decisions I made in my past, which I have to live with. I did what I did. Just like somebody, if you kill somebody, you got to go to prison. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm fortunate that I have him in my life. He's been in my life full time for the most part for the past 3 years. And he's just a teenager now, which I was one, so I know how it is.
It's a crazy world that it's becoming right now. No, but that's actually like the greatest thing, the greatest gift that I keep hearing. Kids, like the greatest gift that God can ever give you. I don't know.
That's what we were created for, right?
Yeah.
A man has an Audi and a woman has an Innie, and what happens when they get put together? You get a kid. So that's why we're here on this earth.
Oh,
so,
no, but it like circle and loops in back when I was like just answering, right? To you, when you asked me, why do I do this? Why? It's because even though I'm on your platform, I still want to learn. I still want to know why too as well. As much as I'm finding out who I am as a person too as well, but that's what led me here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just naturally, I just want to gravitate to like, that one day could be me. My dad had to go through his obstacles. I ask him questions every day, even though sometimes I'm like, I know it all, but I truly do not.
Right.
I don't know. It's though, it's who you're surrounded with too as well. And I am truly grateful to actually be along with the people like high value right here.
100%.
It's a cool experience, and many can't do it.
No. And that's all I can say too, is that like take advantage of it, because like when I come down here, I connect with as many people as I can. I'm not saying that Miami is like the spot to connect with people, but there's a lot of good people. And like I was saying earlier, I think me and Gene were talking, it's like if you find truly like top-notch people in your life that that have good hearts and are loyal and are hold on to them, because that's a dying trend in life. I think people are more out for themselves than anything. And if you can find somebody like, I want to see people win more than I want to win, and I'll help them. I will help anybody who wants to help themselves. But if you're that person that just wants me to do all the work, then I'm sorry, it ain't going to work. Like you got to do your part. And that's my relationship with God is that like, I pray for like what I want, right? I pray for these things, but he like $1 million, right? God, give me $1 million. He's not going to hand me $1 million on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
I mean, he might. You never know. Well, I'm not going to, but he provides opportunities for me to make that $1 million, and he conditions me in the process. So there's not, I don't think if I had, I'm not going to say $1 million, but let's say, there was a large amount of money given to me today, would I know how to handle it?
Yeah.
So like he's slowly showing me, Jonnie, here's what you need to do. Do this, get this in structure in place, do this. And then it's all in his timing. And my cup keeps overflowing, man. So I'm not complaining. Like every time there's a bill that needs to be paid, or the Uncle Sam comes beating on the door for some tax money, guess what? God keeps showing up. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I like that, because it's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. No. Right? So I like that too as well, where it's just like a lot of people want to give it to them. But it's like you said, I pray a lot too as well. I don't go to church, but I do pray.
I go to church for praise and worship.
Oh, okay. There you go. Or it's just like you can ask for a piece of cake, right? You can ask for a carrot cake, your favorite carrot cake, the most expensive one. Mm-hmm. God's not gonna give it to you. He's gonna give you the ingredients or lead you to the ingredients, and you're gonna have to make that cake.
He might give you the cake too. You never know. It might show up.
What? No, amen.
But that's all I'm saying is that, like, be careful, what you pray for too, because sometimes you pray for patience, you're going to get stuck at every red light on the way home from work. You know what I mean? So there's certain things that we have to have discernment of, that, like, when he places certain people in your life, you want to be a podcaster. Guess what? We're both on the same realm. We're going to connect after this and help each other grow, right? Amen. So, like, God places people in our lives, and we just need to discern that, like, that's why he's placing them there. I see you. There was a time where I was, we talk about all the things we want to do, right? I wanted to write a book. I had a daily devotional, was something that was on my heart since I was in jail, because that's what I did every single day. I would open a daily devotional. I'd read my Bible every morning, and it was a good way to start my day, right? So I used to write text messages in the men's group that I'm in every morning. Whatever was on my heart that morning, I would read Proverbs, or I would read a verse in the Bible, and I would just put it in a group chat. Guys, this is what I got today. Let's be cheerful givers today in life. I want to encourage all you guys to do this. And here's a prayer. God, please help us to be cheerful givers today, and allow us to be the best versions of ourselves and utilize you and give you the grace and the glory that you deserve. And somebody's like, man, you should put that in a book. So I started taking those 3 years worth of journal entries that I was writing and compiled them into a 365-day devotional. But God, he put someone in my life to tell me, hey, put that in a book. Put somebody in my life to say, now I have a book. They're like, oh, I want to print it. Puts a guy in my life that shows me how to do publishing, shows me how to format books. You know what I mean? Like, so it was all part of his plan. I just had to be able to see that he was putting these people in my life. Otherwise, I'm just walking through life like most people, wandering through life, hoping for the lottery to hit, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be a wanderer anymore. Like, I want to be purposeful. I want to be driven on a daily basis to be intentional on the direction that I'm moving in. And that purpose changes as I grow and change. So that's when I wake up in the morning, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I know I'm on the right path, and I'm going to be a light while I'm on it for others.
I like that. You have to keep going no matter what. The obstacles are going to be thrown, but things have to get completed, right? Bills got to get paid.
Man, I tell people all the time, if this thing was easy, construction, right? Because a lot of people, I'm in construction. They said, if this was easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Oh, 100%.
If podcasting was easy, why wouldn't everybody have one? The consistency that we talked about before this thing started. People don't know what it takes.
It's hard.
They don't know.
I forgot his name, because you do it for the construction. Justin. Oh, I forgot. He's here in Miami too. I forgot his name. He's very, very. He hangs out with the Tates. Justin Waller.
Oh yeah, I've reached out to him. He's asked me where I shoot the podcast. I have a studio in Port St. Lucie, but yes, I'm definitely want to get him on. He's similar background.
That's who you remind. I'm so sorry. I don't like to compare people, but that's like a lot of like similarities. So I'm just like,
he's on that same path too, with business development, growth of companies. Great dude. He's in the steel business, steel construction.
There we go.
Erection.
No one wants to do the boring job, right? But I feel like that's the biggest one that gives you the biggest payday.
The good thing about steel is you can have a company and be nation or worldwide. Like, it's definitely one that you can go anywhere in the whole nation and do it.
Yeah, that's the best part. Oh no, I'm telling you, it's a lot of opportunity.
100%.
Yeah.
What so we talked about going into what you would say to a younger generation doing what they're doing. What kind of legacy and impact do you want to leave on the earth? Like, on the journey or path that you're on right now? And obviously it may change later on, but what is it that you're trying to achieve or accomplish?
For me, it's just that no matter if anyone sort of put limits on you, you can do whatever, right? It sounds as simple as that, but it's just get up and take advantage of your youth. Because the energy you feel right now, you're not going to feel in 10 years, 15 years. You're older way longer than you are younger.
Wow.
And no one told me that, but I've just aware of that. I don't know. It's weird. But if leaving the impact is just like, if you're going to start something, why not become the best at it? Don't half-ass it. Just do it. Actually imply 6 months of pure discipline, not 2-3 days. No, pure discipline. can change your life.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, a lot of people are just not taking advantage of it. And they complain later. And I feel like that's the impact I want to leave, where it's just like, you can do whatever you want. Nothing can stop you. Like literally, nothing can stop you. As long as you know that you want that, you believe in God, that's all. And then there's this joke too in the Hispanic world. We were actually joking the other day where it's just like, to be successful, you need what is it? You need a politic, a good accountant, a spiritual advisor, and a corrupted cop. That's all you need. But in all seriousness, nothing can stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter who it is. They could be above you and they could be like, you're not going to make it. That's cool.
Did you face a lot of that in your early stages? Like people telling you couldn't do it, or people telling you weren't supposed to be doing what you're doing? Or
funny enough, no.
Really?
That's the crazy part too, where it's just like, no one told me that, but I don't know why it's implemented in me. How about
now? You got haters now?
Yeah, but just typing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like anything, like if your hometown friends, you start doing a little bit good, they're just like, oh dude, you're kind of different. Oh, you speak the different language. I'm like, well, I don't want to keep drinking every weekend. You know what I mean? I don't want to keep doing the same thing every weekend. But I guess, yeah.
Walk me through that. Like, what's a week look like for you, or in Miami, living in Miami? Because walk me through that real quick. Let's hear it.
Every single morning I run.
Yeah.
Every single morning I run. From 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I just film. I mean, not film. I edit, get some clips together throughout the day. Then I hit my run. Go to club studio. Have my same morning breakfast. Oatmeal, protein powder, blueberries, and then I have Greek yogurt and all that plain, boring.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the day, more content. Different ideas, talking to myself, whatever, walking around. I always walk around to see who I can connect with. I always say hi to everyone. Elevator, small, I don't know, humor. I add humor to everything. I go to Starbucks. I talk to whoever's there around. If I see you interesting, I'm going to talk to you. I walk around Brickell. Doesn't matter if it's for 5 minutes. Just see who I can just talk to.
Yeah.
And that's how I started here. And at night, at 5 o'clock, around 6, I eat, do more content, post, probably sleep around like 8 or 10. That's it. Or take one night walk around to get my mind moving. And then I call my mom and that's it.
Nice.
Every day.
What's your content day look like for you as far as like planning and all of that?
I'm not really organized when it comes to that. I just do the same thing. I wake up, I edit my podcast, I just clip it. That's it. I record myself too, and I just post it on my story.
Have you started looking into like scripts and creatively making content other than podcasts, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With podcasts, I never script my stuff.
No, yeah. But as far as content creation.
Yeah. That I'm trying to pivot with streaming. I did this series not so long ago, running 10 miles minimum every day. I only lasted 230 days. I've experimented with a lot.
I got a guy I had on my podcast, Jason Shipley. He's been running a 5K every day for over 1,000 days.
Oof.
Like, hasn't missed. And he's pretty, I'm like, man, you must really love running. He's like, no, I hate it. But I do it every day.
Got to get done.
And yeah, so like there's that love-hate relationship, like I said before. Maybe I just need to start painting more and helping people move and doing cardio.
Got to do what you hate.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I live a boring life, bro.
It doesn't sound too boring. I mean, walking around Brickell is pretty decent, right? You're doing a lot better than most folks. Maybe that's why the kids in your neighborhood from back in the day are hating on you. You know, so, and if anything, use that, like I said, I mean, I asked that question because in my early stages of the path that I'm on now, like the podcast and even like content creation is like, nope, you know, they're like, you're not a content creator, like stick to what you're good at. You're construction, like that's what you do. That's how you make your money. And it's like when God kind of sets you in a direction and puts you on a path that like nobody can tell you anything, you know, and I took it for what it was. And now those same people are asking me how I did it and wanting to be a part of it. And, you know, it's like, it's only crazy. The guy told, I started doing a personal development community. So it was put on my heart that to have, like I told you, being in the right rooms with the right people, right? not networking, not where you're handing out business cards, but where we're actually truly bringing value to each other. It's a community where we have a group chat, we're having calls once a week, and we're doing like teachings, like, and not just me because I'm the leader teaching every week. Like I called up one of the guys I'm mentoring and said, hey, you're bringing the message next week. Make sure you study this week. Get us a good teaching for next Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And in the first event we had speakers, and everybody was saying nobody's gonna show up. I had that in my heart. I had that in my feeling that I was like, man, I hope somebody shows up. 74 people showed up to the first event. It's been nothing but people are calling me, asking me when the next one is. You know, only about 15 to 17 are showing up on Wednesdays. But it's been 2-3 weeks. This will be our third week next week. And I already got one guy that's telling me, because I said it, I want you guys to bring something. He reached out to me. I said, I love your willingness. Tell me what you want to teach on. Let's start promoting it so we can get more people on the call on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And so that was like the next thing. But I had that doubt, right? People told me like, oh, nobody's going to show up to that. Nobody's going to go. If you hang on the stuff you think you can't do, guess what? And then now I got guys that are been doing speaking for years. They're like, dude, I've been wanting to do this for the last 10 years, and you just did it. Like set a date and did it 2 months later. And it's like, you can't be one of those people that sits back. You got to roll with it and make it happen.
Well, you can't let other people's opinions become your reality.
100%.
That's one thing where it's just like, you're going to have to do it yourself. And that's the best part, right? Even if 2 people did show up that first event, at least you had the balls to start, right? Because if you don't do it, someone else will.
Well, and then that wasn't even it. It was like, I don't know what God's got, man. He tells me to go a certain direction, and I just go. And who knows what it's going to turn into at this point. Like, now I've got speakers that are people, they're paying, that normally would get paid $15,000 to speak, are coming and wanting to do it for free.
Crazy. Just fun fact, just something my dream, and this was before I started podcasting. I love public speaking.
Yeah.
I love public speaking.
Come on up, dude.
I would be a true privilege.
So we're going to do them bi-monthly. Yeah. So bi-monthly, it's going to be a mastermind. And then anybody who's willing, man. So this month will be the 5 pillars of the Iron Legacy Collective or I'm sorry, not this month. It's August. Faith, body, wealth, relationships, and purpose. Those are the 5 pillars of the Iron Legacy Collective. Iron sharpens iron, as one man sharpens another is the foundation. It's a scripture. Yes, it is faith-based, but it's there's some heavy hitters in the room on the last one. It was pretty cool.
I like learning that. But the fun fact on touching on when you said when people were saying, why'd you start a podcast? It's actually crazy because it's the best marketing tool someone can use.
Yeah.
The best. One podcast, 1 hour. If you did this is 50 clips. I do this myself, it's another 50 clips. And you pay another it's another 50 clips. It's the best marketing tool someone has to do in their business. So if anyone that did or has told you why you're starting the content game, they're hopefully not, I'm not, whatever, but their content, their business is set for failure. Not because it's going to fail, but you need content to survive a business.
I think if you're not in it at this point in the world, you're already too late.
Yeah.
And it's become that too, because I've reached out to the local community even for helping them to get more visibility for their businesses, and that helps with the sponsorship. And so I'm placing commercials in the middle of the podcast. I have 3 packages, small business all the way up to somebody who wants to promote for $1,700 will get you 8 episodes and it's there forever. It's always as long as YouTube's around, your business is on YouTube, and we're going to post you in the bio as well. And then, so another little tool. And that was something that was on my mind for a long time. Man, I really want to get sponsors. And then I finally was just like, I'm building the page, I'm building the packages, and we're doing it. And me and my editor got together, and I'm like, here it is. Let's post it, and he created it and put it on the page. And now we're getting money from it. Like I was telling him, we're making money, but we're not monetized, right? Probably paying bills, and everything that I do make, I kind of reinvest to help continue to help it to continue to grow. Because I think when you're passionate about something and you like doing it, like I said, man, the money's gonna come.
If you're doing what you love, you already won. Money just follows. So I told my boy Rambo. I told everyone too. Close, right? He just moved to Miami, right?
Nice.
One of the few that actually took a risk, but it's just like everyone's just so money driven, and I'm just like, well, if you're not willing, like 50 Cent said, if you're not willing to eat shit for 5 years or expect a dime, don't ask for anything.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like that's a lot. And to pivot back to that question, where it's like, what's your advice to a 15-year-old? It's like, you're gonna eat shit, right? They don't need the money, right? They're 15, but you're gonna eat shit.
Well, and break that down too. What does that mean?
When you're gonna eat shit, you're just gonna get a lot of obstacles, right? You're not gonna see a penny. You're not gonna get that big guest, or maybe you will, right? I did. At the right, you have to show up everywhere.
What did you have to do to get a guest?
Just DM.
Ask.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do with anything in life.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen if you ask somebody something?
No, facts.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They say no. Okay. I'll roll back around in 6 months. They're like, sure, great idea. Because then they see my podcast is growing, right? And then, so that's where it's at. The one guy, and there is a form of sales that comes with it, right? There is a form of, because I had one guy's, how many views do you get? I said, well, it's not about the views, sir. It's about the impact that you're going to leave. It's about the clips that we break. We break the clips down, and who knows? One could go viral and hit millions. You never know. And talked him into doing it. PJ Gadimi, my man PJ, we're good friends now. He hooked me up with we're doing Watch Training Academy now. We're doing the exotic car hacks. He's got 2 amazing softwares that are coming out. So I'm super excited that I got to meet him. I got to be on his podcast, or he was on my podcast, and I got to explore his shop. He's got a lot of amazing cars, and definitely excited to learn from him.
This is what I love, because now I'm learning with the game, where it's just like how to, I came to Miami mostly for the content, but to learn about business, because I'm not scared to say like what I need to learn more. And this is why I'm very enjoying the conversation when it comes to the business and sales, because that's what I'm trying to implement now. Where it's just like, this is a real thing now. Before it was just like, okay, I gotta post, this, but now it's like the past year and a half.
Your balls deep now.
Yeah.
You're all the way in.
This is it, Mom. This is it.
I don't know how you can put mom and balls deep together, but you just did.
But for me, it's just like at the end of the day, it's just like, what can I do to improve my sales, right? That's really the question I ask myself here in Miami.
Be now. You.
Yeah.
That's it. Just be and you hit the nail on the head, because that's what I think anybody who's on social media, who's utilizing it for entertainment, right, can sense somebody who's not authentic, right? 100%. You can definitely sense that. But when you're truly authentic, like, listen, that's my main goal in life is to make my walk match my talk. And I was always that guy, even playing sports, where like I would never talk shit till after we beat you.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and then I'm like, look at the scoreboard, buddy. Like, but I was a very good sportsman, and like I shook people's hands even afterwards, and it was like something that was like, I just was that way. It was no other way of explaining it. I don't know if it was, I didn't learn it from anybody, I don't think, but that's a great quality to have.
Question though, you're 40, right on the dot?
I'll be 40 in October.
Okay.
39 today.
I always heard this. A man doesn't start living till they turn 30. Is that true or false, or what do you feel?
So I will honestly say that I truly started to mature at 30.
Okay.
But there's differences of people. A lot of people talk junk about the generation behind us, and I stand up for them. Like, I stand up for my son's generation. He's 16. I stand up for your generation. I stand up for people in their 20s, because there's different difficulties and obstacles, as you would put it, that you guys have to maneuver that we didn't have to. Like, yes, maybe, when I was a kid and, your uncle gave you a Miller Lite when you were 5 years old, and you could go ramp the bicycle. And like, I tell my son got hurt one time. He fell off one of the electric bikes, busted his teeth, broke his arm. And I'm like, dude, I got dragged behind a golf cart, like 800 feet. And I had my whole, I got hurt a lot, man. Never broke a bone. I broke my hand punching, somebody once. But I stand up for this generation, because you guys definitely have differences, different obstacles to overcome. And I think that this generation, like there's a lot more younger people that are into fitness and taking care of themselves. There's a lot more younger people that are doing well, right? A lot of kids got SVJs nowadays. Crazy, yeah. So, and I'm a firm believer in that, like the higher risk mentality, the higher risk, like go get it now. Don't wait till you're 60 and you retire to get the Corvette you've always wanted, and not in a stupid way, right? But if you can do it, do it. I'll never forget my sister. She used to go buy a brand new car. Like every time, like she'd pay it off, she'd still keep it for a few years. But when she bought it, she got the one with like the roll up windows and like like just the normal tape player, CD player, like nothing extra, nothing above that, like the base model. Like, Jesus, you work hard. Go get the one with the leather seats. You know what I mean? Get the one that you can push a button and let the window roll down.
Yeah.
And instead of that limited mindset, like I can't afford it because I only make $400 a month. I'll figure out how to get the extra $100. Mm-hmm. And then it always happens. Like, don't do nothing stupid where you add another 10 grand to what you got to pay every month. But it's been that way for me, man. And I just keep that mindset of continued growth has gotten me to be very successful. I mean, in all areas, right? As a man. And
it's like they said, you don't have a saving problem, you have an earning problem.
Yeah.
I like
just need to go make more money. That's all.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's like you go to the Starbucks, but you want this $7 drink. And it's just like a lot of people limit themselves like, it's $7. I can't. I'm just like, no, go get that. So you can get that, the feeling of it. So you can work harder or find another way to keep getting that.
Yeah.
To keep getting that dopamine, that reward or whatever. You know what I mean? No, but I really enjoyed the business talk though. That was actually cool.
Yeah.
Like the way, yeah. It's the mindset.
Life is a business, man.
It sells.
And like I said, being authentic. If you're going to buy a car from somebody and you can sense this guy's a scumbag piece of shit, because you can, or you can sense this dude's got a good heart. He's being authentic. I can trust him.
Yeah.
And not always is your intuition going to be correct, but more times than not, you're going to, I always tell people if I have a gut feeling about something, it's usually right.
They always said you truly meet a person when you go out to dinner with them.
Really?
So, yeah. So it's because you see how they treat other people. But then again, you also see, I don't know, that's where the real conversation comes about when you take them to dinner, right? It could be a casual coffee or dinner. You sit with them 30 minutes or an hour, you get to actually meet the person right there. Because, I think what a lot of people lack nowadays is that authenticity. Because they either want the clicks or be perceived another way. But it's like, I don't know. It's like when you sit down to do these podcasts for me and then you, it's just like you want to enjoy the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, why not be yourself? And if the other person doesn't like you, I don't know. For me, I'm just like,
I haven't had that problem yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to be liked by everyone.
Yeah.
But that's the point of it.
Well, the other person, I guess, from maybe people that see it.
Yeah. But no, I do believe that too. That authenticity is something that this generation doesn't really push.
Yeah.
Right. But streaming's kind of exposing a lot of people too, because you're live.
Yeah.
So, but no, authenticity is something that should be pushed more, because people do want to be perceived a different way. And I'm just like, well, then what's the fun of making content if you have to lie about yourself?
The thing is that I share the wins and I share the losses, and I think that's why that folks can, not every day is going to be peaches and cream. I tell people all the time, just because you become a believer doesn't mean your life's going to get better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets worse. The devil isn't going to try to attack somebody he already has. He's going to try to attack the people that have good things coming on.
No.
Their good things are going to, come from you being the best version of yourself. So he's going to attack that. He's going to come to steal, kill, and destroy and try to make that not happen. So now, whenever I have situations, negative circumstances, and things that happen, I don't let it define me. I just know that the enemy's trying to attack me. He doesn't want something good's about to happen. Something of value is getting ready to come out of my life, or a situation that's going to happen. So, and then if something bad happens, guess what? God, what do you want me to learn from this? There's always a learning experience from anything. Dude, awesome conversation.
Thank you. I don't know if there's any more questions, or
I want to know how people can find you.
In Your 20s Official, OnlyFans too. In your 20s. No, I'm kidding. I do OnlyFans. No, I'm not kidding. But in your 20s official.
We're not condoning OnlyFans.
We're not condoning. I'm so sorry that I said that.
I might do foot finders or something. I'll take my shoe off here in a minute.
Feet for $2.99. I'm going cheap. What's it called? No, but vote for Pedro for my personal page. In your 20s official on TikTok, Instagram. In your 20s shows on YouTube. And then if you want to go on Facebook, if you're like you want to be a sugar mommy, that's where they all stay at. Pedro Avila Jr.
He needs someone to pay for his Porsche payment.
Yes.
He's looking for a mid-40s Latin woman.
Latina, big mommy, heavy duty only, 4x4.
Thank you, man, for coming on the show. We're definitely going to post all that we're going to post it in the bio, and we're gonna promote you, man.
Thank you, bro.
You know, it's definitely awesome to have you on the show. And thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe button, leave a comment, let us know what you thought. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Discipline and Legacy podcast.